Alright guys, in this video we're going to talk about 3 reasons why you're not seeing progression in your guitar playing. All of these reasons are probably stuff that you've never heard before. The third reason specifically is such a crucial idea that I honestly just thought about the other day, and I've never heard anybody explain this before, so you definitely want to wait and watch that. So let's just get into it. The first one that we're going to talk about is the spider exercise. This stupid like 1, 2, 3, 4 exercise going up and down the fretboard to warm up your fingers that so many people suggest that you do. I see it all the time on like little YouTube shorts and stuff. People like suggesting to play that. I don't know if it's just because they don't have anything else like legitimate to teach and show. Pretty much the stupidest warm up exercise you could ever do, for the simple fact that once you do this fucking for like 5 minutes, that's all your fingers want to do. There's other options to warm up all your fingers. Another option would be the 1, 3, 4, like doing 1, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 4. So 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4. And a good example or a good way to do that would be 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, and then back up. And then switch it up the next time. Start with the 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, and so on. So that would be a better option because you're going to come across a situation where you're playing like the 1, 3, 4 fingers or the 1, 2, 4 fingers all the time. So that would be a much better option. It's going to do the same exact thing. It's going to warm up all your fingers. It's going to help with finger independence. It's going to do exactly what that stupid spider exercise is supposed to do. The second reason why you're not seeing progression is because you're not spending any time on theory. Okay, theory. That's such a fucking controversial subject. Like, so many people think that you don't need it, and then there's people on the other side of the spectrum that are like, you should learn everything about theory before you even like fucking think about a guitar or even touch a guitar. And both of those ideas are stupid. I mean, you don't need to learn everything about theory before you play guitar. Guitar is complicated, especially when it comes to theory, because there's so much on this fretboard, right? This fretboard is huge. There's like, it looks like there's 100 freaking notes here, but there's actually only 12. So understanding theory, understanding how the musical alphabet and stuff works on the fretboard, and just understanding the basic theoretic ideas and then expanding off of that it's going to benefit you in the sense that you're going to start to understand music. You're going to start to understand like what ideas and stuff that you hear that sound cool to you, what those actually mean, and how to reenact those whenever you want. And that's going to help with confidence. That's just going to help with your overall guitar playing. So I'm not saying that you should spend a bunch of time studying theory right off the bat. Like, if you're only a couple months in, you're still having trouble just like picking notes and playing like power chords, and you haven't even learned an entire song or even like a part of a song yet, don't worry about fucking with theory yet. Like, learn the basic ideas, learn like how to down pick and how to pick notes and how to do some alternate picking and how to palm mute and stuff like that before you even dabble into theory. But then eventually, once you're like, okay, I feel pretty confident, I can play some like power chord riffs and I got this little thing I can play, then start incorporating in some theory at like the beginning of your practice routine. Maybe like 15 minutes a day, you start working on some of the basic ideas, and then at first it's going to be confusing and you're going to feel like you're not really learning anything, but it eventually it'll make sense, and it's going to benefit you in the long run to actually focus on theory. Number 3, which is, I would say, the most important one that we're going to talk about today. And like I said, this is one that I've never heard anybody talk about this way. And I've honestly just thought of it in this way myself. I just thought about explaining it this way and how it makes sense. How people approach the guitar in the beginning, how people approach practicing the guitar. So, and I'm guilty of this myself, and that's why I'm stressing it, I'm bringing it up to you. A lot of the times people want guitar to be fun. They expect playing guitar to be fun. That's why they do it. They're like, I want to have fun. I want to, instead of fucking watching Netflix or whatever at night, I want to like jam and play some heavy riffs and play some of the songs that my favorite bands play. And that's fun to me. So I want to have fun. But then, after that initial honeymoon phase, when you first start playing guitar, it's fun because it's something new. And you're like, okay, I'm doing it. It sucks, but I'm fucking playing some guitar. Cool. And then after that honeymoon phase wears off, you realize like, I'm not really that good. I'm not even getting close to playing like a sick riff like I want to play. I'm not even close to that. So it becomes to where it's not fun, and then that's when people generally will say, well, if it's not fun, I'm not going to do it, or I'm only going to do it on the days that I feel like it and I think it's going to maybe be fun. But the problem is that it's not fun one day, so you take the next day off, and then you take the next day off, and then you play, and it's not fun again, and then you're like, okay, well, it's not fun again, so I'm going to take tomorrow off the next day, and then it just becomes a habit of not playing guitar, and it just becomes something that you remember not being fun. So this is how learning guitar works. It needs to become a chore, and then it needs to become a habit, then it needs to become a lifestyle, and then it's fun, and then you become a fucking riff master and a great guitar player after that. Okay, so you need to understand in the beginning that after that initial honeymoon phase, you need to make it like a chore. It needs to be like doing the dishes. And I want to use this reference for you guys because this is something recently that happened to me. You probably have a different reference after I explain this to you, but nobody really did the dishes. I was kind of the only one that did the dishes for a while, and I hate dishes being in the sink. And they were pretty much in the sink all day, and I would just kind of randomly do them or whatever. So I just started to wake up, brush my teeth, make my bed, and then I do the dishes. Okay, I just wanted to get them out of the way. I hated like being in the kitchen and like trying to cook breakfast and do shit, and there's like dishes and sometimes they stink and whatnot. So I started doing the dishes right away in the morning, and at first it was a chore. It was like, okay, it's just something that I'm going to do because I don't want dishes in the sink. And then eventually, one day, actually probably about a week ago, I woke up a little bit later than a couple other people, and I heard somebody doing the dishes, and I was very disappointed because I wasn't going to be able to do the dishes today. That was part of my routine. It was a habit. It's a routine. It's not a chore anymore. It's a routine. It's something that I do, and that's what guitar playing has to become. Obviously, it's going to be funner than the dishes. You need to make it a chore. It needs to be something that you do at the same time every day, roughly, almost every day, if not every day, close to every day, 5 or 6 days a week. And it needs to be something that you're doing the same thing every time you sit down for roughly the same amount of time, so that it's an actual chore, and then it can become a habit, and then it becomes a lifestyle, and then you get really good at playing guitar. If you do that, but you need to understand that it's not going to be fun at first, and there's going to be days even in the future to where it's not fun, but if you don't put in the time, then it's never, ever going to be fun. Okay, so that's my 3 ideas there. That's the 3 reasons why a lot of beginner guitarists struggle and end up giving up, and you don't see progression. So if you want to be good at playing guitar, if you guys really want to progress at your guitar playing, you actually are passionate about this, you want to get good at playing guitar, this is my suggestion for you. Find a mentor. Find somebody that can help you. Find somebody that can guide you. Somebody that you can ask questions to. And this doesn't have to be a one-on-one coach that you fucking drive to their building and show up and they say like, put your finger here and finger here and finger. It can be somebody online, somebody that creates courses, creates content, has a subscription platform. Somebody that you can't necessarily call on the phone, but you have access to maybe a Facebook group or another group to where you can ask questions and that person will respond to you, or that you have access to their email, or somebody that does monthly masterminds if you join their program. Okay, that's my biggest suggestion to you, and that's what I do. That's what I've done, and that's what so many every great guitarist that you see has paid money for somebody to tell them what to do that is better than them. I fucking promise you that. Okay? So I might not be that dude. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. If I'm not, I suggest that you go find that guy as soon as you possibly can and purchase their program, purchase their course, do their one-on-one coaching, whatever. And if I am the dude for you, then it's so simple because all you got to do is click the link and then you have access to all that. You have access to my 6-week program. You have access to the Facebook group to where you can ask questions. I'll respond personally. You have access to my email and you can email me personally. I'll email you back. And then you also have access to my monthly master classes where you get on Zoom and we can actually talk one-on-one.